Hi and welcome to T5. This is the market study for Wednesday, July 18th, 2007. Starting off here with the S&P 500, as you can see, we had a very similar day to yesterday where they moved it up pretty decent in the morning and then gave it all back by the end of the day. Again, still hanging out above resistance here, so not too nervous. NASDAQ, again, the better performer lately. You can see how its uptrend is just continuing given the fact that today the Dow and the S&P kind of took breaks. Here's a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and as you can see, we've kind of thrown in a little shooting star formation there. Not the best sort of sign you want to see in a good, strong up market. The transports are still struggling. They broke out through this previous high and have been chopping around. Just put in an inside day today. And the utilities, I thought were going to retreat a little harder, but guess what? They didn't. Not too much changed here with the caps. Again, had a little poke out there on the small caps and then reverted. Same sort of situation on the mid caps. And again, another kind of shooting star doji type thing going on in the large caps. Taking a look at the dollar here, you can see after this big move down, we've just set in a couple inside days here. I'd like to see this get a little closer to 81 and then give us a good signal to short this thing. But remember, the one thing about the dollar is we're at a pretty major area of support for this. Taking a look here at the 30-year bond, as you can see, again, a lot of choppy action since that big breakdown that occurred a couple weeks ago. Finally, a day of rest for oil. Boy, this thing has been on a tear since it broke out above that resistance area around 69. And here's gold. As you can see, it kind of broke this prior area, this last swing high we put in, and it's been in a good downtrend. But we have kind of broke out there. I think this is going to pretty much correlate with what happens to the dollar on what you can do in this area. Looking over the breadth indicators, they're not telling us much today. Let's go ahead and run here through the sectors. Semiconductors were your big performer today, and just continuing their uptrend. That had a lot to do with the NASDAQ outperforming everyone. Here, the materials, again, broke out, just kind of waiting to see how these pull back. Industrials been on a dead tear lately. Same with technology, and again, a lot of this is those semiconductors. Here you got the financials, one of the worst performing sectors as of late, and kind of holding in there, not really coming down to sideways choppy stuff for the discretionary and kind of sloppy sideways stuff for the action. Again, that reverse I thought was going to turn out a little bit uglier, but it's kind of hanging in there. Looking at healthcare, kind of some choppy sideways stuff. Same with the consumer staples. Got back up here to this area of resistance and looks to be kind of rejecting. Telecom still going sideways. And energy, the worst performer today, but one of the best performers as of late, right behind the semiconductor. All right, let's go ahead and give the market a rating for the day. And since not too much has been changing lately, what I'm going to do is go ahead and leave this market rating at 1, just because there is a lot of green out there. Just be cautious. Again, kind of worked on the project a bit today, so didn't have any day trades. Let's go ahead and check our swing trades that we currently have going on. One swing trade that I have that I kind of forgot about, and it's always the case here, is I took along an FLIR, and you can see we kind of had that pullback, and then it's kind of gapped up. It kind of gapped up and ran on me. Basically, what happened on this is I got a very small portion of the number of shares I was, allowed to allocate. So this is a real minor position, and I'm not that concerned with it. But as you can see, it has ran up there, and I did move my stop to that break-even point. Probably going to even move it up a little more today and get it right under this this low here. Again, not too much money, but the next trade is CFC short, and we're at break-even here. Pretty happy here. Just going to leave things alone, see if I can't roll the dice with the market here a little bit. Another trade, and this is kind of the drifter, is MVL. Not much has changed here. Kind of dropped down a hair from that inside day, but again, we're just in a holding pattern. All right, on AMAG, got kind of interesting here today. You'll see the big spike down below that area I mentioned yesterday. And still in this trade, real choppy action here. I did add to this trade, and you can see that below the red line there with my stop above the green line. This was not really a day trade, just trying to add to a position. As you can see, it spiked down there and came so close to stopping me out earlier today. Two new shorts I took here is OMX short, and just got in it today, so not too much to worry about yet. Another one that I just got in today is SFI short. From a portfolio standpoint, one thing is, boy, I have plenty of shorts. I don't see any reason for me to add to my shorts right now, especially given the current market conditions. So the best I can hope for is kind of get those stops moved up and see what the market ends up doing tomorrow. Let's go ahead and see what I found on the first run. Here's a look at a couple long ideas. As you can see, a couple of these are left over from yesterday that we didn't get filled on. So due to the portfolio, I thought I'd leave them in and just kind of see what happens with some of these. On the short side, I didn't do much looking here. My portfolio is pretty buried short, so I'm not going to worry too much. But I still do like this Lehman Brothers, and it's that because this group's one of the worst performing groups over the last month, and this seems to be the best type of a setup, this is the only short order I'm going to throw in tomorrow and see what happens. Just a few trading thoughts for today. Again, nothing ever goes as planned. That's the main thing. As I was trading some futures today, I said to myself, it doesn't matter what they do next. What's crucial is that I know what I'm going to do next. And that's all we really have in this game. Wish you guys all the best in trading tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Please feel free to visit my blog. It's t5trading.blogspot.com.